Imagine a world of untold luxury, whispering silks, exotic spices, and the most stunning women imaginable. You are there, at the epicenter of this universe. But you are a ghost, a shadow without a shadow. A man who is no longer a man. You cannot touch, cannot desire, cannot father. Your life is an eternal vigil of what you'll never have. Your eyes see all, your ears hear empire-shattering secrets. Yet your voice is merely a whisper of obedience. Welcome to your new life, poor soul. Welcome to the Sultan's harem, and prepare to discover why it truly sucked to be its guard. Before you even dreamed of the Ottoman Empire, your life was stolen. Born in distant lands, often Africa, captured, then sold as a slave. Your first, most terrifying promotion on this path, castration, performed by specialists, usually outside Ottoman borders. The practice was forbidden by Islamic law within the empire. The blade didn't just cut your virility, it severed your childhood. It sliced through your identity, your future as a complete man. It was a brutal procedure with an alarmingly high mortality rate. Surviving was already a miracle, but at what an unbearable cost. You are now a tool, poor wretch, not a man, a mutilated body. You arrive at Topkapi Palace, a terrified, bewildered child. Your body is still mending from the recent brutal trauma. Strong scents of exotic perfumes, incense, and food overwhelm you. The cold marble corridors feel vast and unwelcoming underfoot. You are no longer the boy from your distant village. Now you are a potential aga, a eunuch in the Sultan's service. Your new life begins with daily profound humiliation. You must adapt to a constant, lingering pain that never truly leaves. The acceptance that your body, your very essence, now belongs to the state, to the Sultan himself. You are a secret, a guardian, a nobody. Don't imagine it was simply standing around and observing. You would endure years of rigorous, unforgiving training. You'd learn to read, write, and accountancy for harem finances, impeccable palace etiquette, and multiple necessary languages. Above all else, you learned blind obedience and absolute secrecy. Every glance, every gesture, every single word would be meticulously measured. You would be taught to be invisible, yet somehow omnipresent. The discipline was iron-fisted, the punishment severely harsh. Fear, raw and constant, became your primary, unrelenting motivator. Your new education was, in truth, nothing short of brutal animal training. Your designated job was to guard the Sultan's vast harem. What did this truly entail? Living amidst hundreds, thousands even. The most beautiful, most coveted women of the entire empire. Concubines, wives, the powerful Valid Sultan, endless servants. Inebriating perfumes, soft laughter echoing through ornate corridors. The constant rustle of silks and the jingle of exquisite jewels. But for you, all of this was nothing more than silent, exquisite torture. You were perpetually one step from all this beauty, separated by an unbridgeable abyss. You witnessed simmering passions, bitter jealousies, deadly intrigues daily. You overheard intimate alcove secrets. Forbidden desire was a flame you had to crush relentlessly under penalty of death. But if you were genuinely lucky, or profoundly unlucky, you might actually ascend through the rigid eunuch hierarchy. The Kislar Aga, chief of the black eunuchs, was a formidable figure. One of the most powerful men in the Ottoman Empire, often surpassing even grand viziers. He directly controlled access to the Sultan himself. He managed the vast, intricate finances of the harem. He served as the trusted confidant to many influential women. This included the Valid Sultan, mother of the current ruler. Yes, you would wield immense power, command a palace, have servants, and possess great wealth. But you would still remain an eunuch, a permanent shadow, a man who had sacrificed his own essence to grasp such power. Ironic, isn't it? Life within the palace walls was far from a bed of sweet roses. It was rather a treacherous, sprawling nest of venomous snakes. Intrigues were a constant daily part of the suffocating atmosphere. Concubines and wives relentlessly fought for influence and favor. Powerful factions formed and plotted against each other, always. You, as a guardian of intimate secrets, were always in the crosshairs. A single misinterpreted rumor, a leaked or worse forged piece of information. A perceived slight to a sultan's favorite and your head could roll swiftly. Poisons, daggers, false accusations, these were common tools of the court. The life of a powerful eunuch was a perpetual, dangerous ballet with death itself. privilege came with a constant tightening noose around your neck when you weren't embroiled in potentially deadly palace plots. Your daily life was one of crushing solitude and stark monotony. Hours upon endless hours spent patrolling the vast, silent corridors, vigilantly guarding ornate doors, listening to the pervasive silence. A quiet broken only by hushed whispers or the gentle jingle of jewels. You were a breathing, watchful wall, eyes that saw everything. Yet you were forbidden to react, to display any personal emotion. The complete absence of a personal life, a family, or any true love. It transformed the flow of time into a slow, excruciatingly painful river. Boredom and deep, often unsettling introspection became your most faithful companions. You wore the finest silks, exquisitely tailored for your station. You ate the rarest and most delectable delicacies from the Sultan's kitchens. You resided in luxurious, richly adorned private chambers, perhaps with your own servants. Materially, there was no doubt, you were astonishingly rich and incredibly privileged. But who genuinely cared for lavish clothes or gourmet food? Not you, when the emptiness within your soul was so profoundly deep. You had no children to inherit your vast wealth, no legacy to pass on. There was no true love to share your gilded existence, no intimate companionship. You lacked the fundamental fullness of the complete human experience. You possessed every tangible thing, yet absolutely nothing that truly mattered to your soul. A golden life, yes, but lived forever inside an unbreakable gilded cage. Your youth and formidable strength would inevitably fade away. What then truly happened to an aging, spent eunuch? Some, the most astute and exceptionally successful ones. They managed to retire with a substantial fortune, living out their final days in their own homes, far from the palace's dangers. But many others, sadly, simply finished their days forgotten, discarded, their bodies worn out, broken by a lifetime of relentless, brutal service. Without any real family to care for them in their lonely old age, your later years could easily become even more profoundly desolate. Your usefulness, your utility was your only reliable guarantee of any security. You may have profoundly influenced the destinies of powerful sultans. Perhaps you even helped to shape the course of mighty empires. You might have accumulated vast, impressive personal riches. But when you eventually died, you were simply another eunuch. No true, lasting legacy. No direct descendants to carry your name. No one to perpetuate your unique story, your personal history. You were merely an essential link in a long, endless chain. A crucial bridge for others, but never a destination yourself. Your entire life was an imposed service, an involuntary sacrifice, and your memory would inevitably fade like an echo in the vast, hollow corridors of the harem. A tomb, perhaps even a suntuoso one, but in its deepest essence, as empty as your own existence. In the end, my dear viewer, being a sultan's harem guard was a cruel paradox. You stood at the zenith of power and beauty, yet remained a shadow. A shadow stripped of the right to any personal fulfillment. A life of immense luxury and undeniable privilege, yes, but one utterly robbed of your very own essence. An entire existence devoted to guarding what was denied to you, to protecting that which you could never, ever truly possess. So, the next time you find yourself complaining about your job or mundane routine, perhaps remember the life of an Ottoman eunuch and feel grateful. Grateful that, at the very least, you were born with the possibility of being fully yourself. And what about you? What did you think of this life of privilege in the Ottoman court? Would you dare to take on such a role with all its immense power and profound desolation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion is incredibly valuable. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next historical journeys. And make sure to ring that notification bell to stay updated on everything. Until next time, and may your own life be considerably less emasculating.